Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show, the show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker, alongside the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hey everybody.
One name to rule them all, it's Murphy.
How's it going, guys?
And our special guest this week from the YouTube channel Chris and Andy Play. You can find them on YouTube at youtube.com/Chris and Andy Play. It's Chris and Andy.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
I'm Andy. Hello.
Hey.
Thank you guys very much for being a part of this show. I feel like, because you guys don't use face cam, I feel like we just unveiled Daft Punk for the first time without the robot faces.
Yeah, you totally ruined everything for us.
I know.
It's like Kiss without their makeup.
I
It's
know.
just-
I disagree.
I'll fix it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There we go. Much better. This is a great episode.
It's just
That,
Jake
that, that's
the
almost a
dog.
little
And
offensive, man.
Man,
Kiss is hideous without
All the chesticles, man.
some ugly.
I don't
hair.
know. That's a pretty epic
right.
mustache. I just have to
is.
say that is epic.
I'm just going to talk the rest of the
Mustache you got
episode like
there.
this just to cover up my
Your stubble.
pitiful attempt at a mustache.
oh Lord.
It's all right.
High
Don't come
schoolers
to
grow a
us
better mustache than I do. It's awful.
Yeah.
Like
that happens.
You can find them on Twitter at Chris Andy Play. They're a Let's Play channel. They do a lot of retro games, a lot of arcade games. They are hysterical. Definitely check them out. And thank you very much for being a part of the show.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So as we talk about retro games, we found out that Rogue Squadron is actually getting ported over to the PC. It was earlier reported. Curtis, tell me about that article.
Sure. Why? Because you didn't read it?
I
or-
forgot it.
Okay, so basically, Rogue Squadron is the newest game to get ported over to the PC. It's one of those games that no one ever thought would come to the PC.
Yeah.
Another game just recently that was ported over is the Resident Evil, the original remake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a remake of a remake, but I think we're starting to get it a little bit redundant.
Been
And
remade
also,
at least 3 times.
Yes.
yeah, at least 3 times. So this is the first time I believe it's come to the PC. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I'm not sure about that one either. Another one, big one, that's selling like hotcakes on Steam is Valkyria Chronicles. Came out and is selling really well, as is Resident Evil. So
And Grim Fandango.
yes,
Just
Grim
came out
Fandango
today. I'm so happy.
remastered.
yes.
Just came out.
Kitty! Sorry.
Yeah, DS is here with us today.
Oh my gosh. So adorable. Oh, that's a cat butt.
Yep,
That's a
what
cat.
they
I
want.
got
Hey.
great. This is gonna be an explicit episode now. Cat butt.
So one thing I was thinking of is what games that were formerly exclusive that would we like to see come to the PC?
Yes. Let's start off with Chris and Andy, since you guys do a lot of retro games. What game would you like to see be remade up to date?
Well, we don't actually play like a lot of PC games. Almost like everything we do is like console based. So, all of the console games we play, like I'd like to see like a lot of. I was talking about this with Andy the other day. Not so much PC, but like I'd really like to see Pokemon on like Android or iOS, because
Ooh.
that's the kind of thing.
Cool.
Like I'm not going to go out and buy a 3DS, but if I had Pokemon on my phone, I'd be playing that all the time. But
Mhm,
I just
in,
haven't
in the
touched it.
bathroom at work, you gotta catch catch a Squirtle,
Yeah.
and
Oh my god.
Punch you through the internet.
Oh my
Punch you.
gosh.
yeah.
Messing with stuff back there. We got like technical difficulties. Cats are attacking.
I love it.
All right, sweet.
The only
Done.
reason I love it is
got
just
it.
because the cat's involved, and that's it. Murph, what about you?
Oh gosh. So I'm gonna reach back into a really old game that is not very good, but I think on PC it could be better. And if you guys can remember the old SNES game EVO,
I
or
know
my-
of it.
Yeah,
That would be great. A remake or a port or
yeah.
yeah.
So
a lot of older games on PC would be great because it's harder to find them, and
mhm.
unless you want to play a ROM.
All right, who
Yeah.
would ever do that? That's
Who would
quite-
ever?
Not
who
me,
would ever-
not-
No, I mean that's
Rob.
that's
I don't
illegal.
download music either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. I mean,
If like the problem with EVO is that upon replaying it, when the 12-year-old Murph was playing EVO, and it was the best thing ever because you could get a Tyrannosaurus head on a pterodactyl. Upon replaying, it's not actually as good as I remembered, and I'd really like someone to take a good look at that like style of game, because like there's some really nice like sprite art, and you can kind of maybe if the best jaw wasn't the Tyrannosaurus Rex jaw, and there was like kind of viable options. That's kind of what I want to see. I want to see EVO Evolved Edition or something like that.
So For the audience, what the heck is EVO?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. EVO is a SNES game where you start out as like a fish, and you can like with points. It's sort of an RPG/action RPG where you add like fins and tails and like jaws, and you kind of progress through the various eras of Earth, like the like fish, amphibians, dinosaurs, mammals, and culminating as a human. And it's just kind of this really weird action RPG.
It sounds like Spore before
Yeah, that's
Spore.
Yeah,
That's
Spore
what it-
before Spore, surprisingly better than Spore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that really that surprising?
No.
Oh, there's-
I think Spore
I
was
had
just
such
really.
high hopes for Spore.
Let's all really call Spore what it really is. Penis,
The penis
simulator.
generator? Yeah,
There you go.
No, we need more of those in the world.
We do.
Penis Simulator 2016.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they made Goat Simulator, so
Penis
why not?
2000.
There's also Rock Simulator too. Don't forget that one.
No.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. Don't worry.
Oh, my
That's
head
for later.
hurts. All right. What about you, Curtis?
I was thinking it would be really good to see Eternal Darkness on the PC.
Good choice.
Specifically because I never got to play it.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just never got to play it. I know it's a really good game, but it's not even on the Nintendo Store. So it's just one of those games that kind of is just not around anymore. And it would be great to see that one just ported, to be honest.
Fun, quote unquote, fun fact is that Nintendo, I guess, patented or trademarked, copyright, one of those words, the kind of weird on-screen effects. So that's why you haven't seen that kind of thing in a game since, unfortunately. Like, there's this weird legal thing if you ever try and use that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can they do that? Because didn't Metal Gear Solid do that before they did?
It wasn't quite the same.
Oh, okay.
Like
It was
they were
like-
more about like manipulation of like audio and controller things, whereas like Eternal Darkness was all about like really messing up with the visuals of the game. Like it would drop like change your like TV volume and things like that. So very different.
And then
That's
your
awesome.
controller is
Yeah, it
unplugged
really
as you're
messes
getting
with you.
attacked by 50 different guys.
Doesn't it say like your memory card's been unplugged or something
Yeah.
crazy like that?
It
yeah,
does.
like corrupted data, and like at one point it like resets the console. Like you start like the whole console like just goes right around.
Oh,
and you get the whole GameCube logo going, and
that
that's scary. It's a psychological mind fuck.
It was
It's bad.
so good.
that is something we need in our lives again.
I know.
Talk to Nintendo. Although the
Yeah.
I guess the whatever the trademark copyright whatever on having a mini game in the loading screen is coming up this year, or going into the public whatever this year. So hopefully we'll see some of that.
Yay?
Yeah, we need to see more like interesting loading screens. I'm tired of like not being able to interact with anything.
Right? Yeah, that's because that's a legal thing, not a technical thing.
That's just annoying too, because I mean, there's so many interesting ways you could have just a loading screen, even if it's, resource gathering.
Like what Katamari Damacy just did. It was like just like you control like the head bobbing around. It's like just even something stupid and simple like that I'll take. I just don't want to stare for like a long period of time. But yeah, I'm trying to think of mine. I think I'm gonna go back to the Super Nintendo days because I think visually it would do a lot better now. Because it looked like a giant acid trip. It would be Plock, because he was Rayman before Rayman happened. It was like, if you never played it, picture Rayman but on acid. It's like all these like
I mean,
weird.
Rayman's already a horrible abomination already of just like a floating
Rayman's
head.
not that bad. I mean, right? Guys, hello, guys. No?
Rayman's creepy looking. Let's put it that way.
It is. Andy, what about you?
A game I want ported to PC. I don't know.
Or remade, or anything like
Remade.
that.
I don't know. Maybe Earthbound. Maybe.
Oh, good choice.
Like I've never gotten through it. I've tried playing it like 5-6 times. I always get kind of bored around the same part of the game, and I don't know. Maybe with slightly updated modern game mechanics.
Yeah.
Just some
Could be more
concessions to playability, even.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Or maybe Mystical
it's-
Ninja as well. I just thought of that.
Oh,
Mystical
God.
Ninja?
Yes.
The
But
transition
I like
to
Andy's
3D.
point with Earthbound just because that's a game it's become such a cult classic that everybody talks about and everybody loves, but the access to it was so limited to where I think it would be brilliant just to see it at least redone. It doesn't have to be for the PC, just at least be remade.
And Andy, did you have the absolutely brilliant strategy guide that came with Earthbound when you played it?
I didn't. I never bought it. That
Oh.
I did. I played the ROM. I like it, and I feel like I'm committing some sort of crime by not having played it because I love RPGs and I love Super Nintendo, but I don't know. I can't get into it.
It's really good.
Sometimes it's hard though, especially with older games. Like everyone tells
Yeah.
you, "Oh my god, this game's amazing! It's amazing," and then you try to play it, and you're just like, "It's so old."
I mean,
It's just
I played it when I had I had maybe 6 hours of stuff to do a day, and then the rest was Nintendo time. So
yeah.
it's kind of a hard. I've got responsibility of wife, kid. Well, no kids, but dogs. Dogs are like kids.
First
Or
I was like,
cats.
wait, what the hell?
No kids.
Okay.
I mean, theoretical kids.
In theory.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Now, it's game time. Curtis,
Okay.
you have a game for us today.
Yes, I do. So a couple weeks ago, our good friend Murph here came up with a game, more like a trivia thing, where he made up a couple fake anime, and then he had a bunch of new anime, and
I was
most of
pretty
them,
drunk.
well, most of them were pretty weird. And so I thought I would go with let's find out if you guys can tell if these games are actually real games or fake games. So I have picked some really weird ones, most that are probably rather obscure, just to see if you guys can figure out if it is real or not. And we will go, just from person to person, and I'll change it up each round, who goes first and who goes last. And then we'll just go from there. There are a total of 6 titles that I'm reading off. Whether I will give a brief description, you'll just tell me if it's a game or not.
All right.
Just
Sounds
that
good.
simple.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first one, a librarian and all of her friends are reshaped into animals on Noah's Ark and participate in various races with obstacles.
Oh, that's real. That's what the hell is it called? Zoo Race?
Yes.
Something like
I
that?
agree. It's Zoo Race.
Yes.
Got it.
I've not even heard of that one.
JonTron
is
just did an
correct.
episode of it, I think. So that's why I
Yes,
know
exactly.
about it.
It is really weird.
What is
So,
this
yes.
out for?
That one is for PC, actually.
Okay.
You can just go and download it now. It's
I'm
pretty
surprised no one wanted that to be ported and remade.
That's because it's already on the PC and you can get it for free.
Oh, look at this.
So,
Oh, isn't that
All right.
special?
so the second one, you play unfinished ingredients of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The game is to put the sandwich together, making as little mess as possible. Let's start with Chase. Do you think that's a game?
No, because I think you're going off of I Am Bread. So no, not a game.
Okay, Chase does not think it's a game. Murph, do you think it's a game?
So you have ingredients of peanut butter and jelly.
And you have to put them together with as little mess as possible.
Yeah, I think you're queuing off of I Am Bread here.
You don't think it's a game?
I don't think it's a game. I think it's. I might go make it after this, but.
Andy?
It's a good premise for a game.
Yeah. Andy, do you think it's a game?
I do not think it's a game, but if it were, I would play it.
All right, Chris, do you think it's a game?
Oh well, I'm going against the curve because I'm a wild guy. Yeah, it's a game. It's got to be a game.
Ugh.
It is actually not a game. It is something
Oh.
I completely made up. So, for reference, if you make that, Murph, I want it to be called Peanut Butter and Jelly Armageddon.
Okay. See, I think Cooking Mama might have you beat. There might be
I think she might.
she might have a peanut butter and jelly stage.
All right, here we go. Third one. A meteor crashes to Earth, causing the population to turn into zombies. As a disembodied samurai head, you must defeat all zombies by shooting eyeballs and vomiting at them. Let's
That's a-
start with Chris.
That's
Is that a
a
game?
That's a game.
Yeah. JonTron did that too.
Oh,
Oh yeah, like it's a zombie game. Every zombie game has been made.
I was automatically gonna say yes no matter what because it sounded that crazy.
It's called Zombie Nation. It's an NES game from 1990.
John actually did that one? 'Cause I don't remember that.
He did. Wow, dang. Well, I'm falling behind here.
Yes.
All right, the next one, a non-violent first-person shooter in which a protagonist with breakfast cereal armor must defeat enemies by teleporting them back to their homeworld.
Oh, I know this one.
Do you think that is a game?
Yes.
Murph, you obviously think that's a game.
I know it's a game, but I'll let me see if I got it. Then I'll let the other two go, or Chris and Andy go.
But you already still
Yeah,
Yeah,
give the answer.
It seems
sorry, this is
the
hard.
description is too much to not be a game.
I would have said no.
I
It
think
is-
that's Chex Mix, isn't it?
It's a game called Chex Quest.
That's it.
There's actually
It's
a Chex
sweet.
Quest 2.
There's Chex Quest
Nice.
3 as well, and
What's
they're
up?
all playable for free
Wow.
online.
Oh my god.
It's given away as part of Chex Cereal, I believe.
I remember you and I used to play that for we played it for a good solid few
I
hours.
realized that you were not killing them, so that was a little weird.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with the next one. In the future, the world is overrun by biker gangs. You must free the world from their menace using a soul-devouring scooter. Let's go. Start with Chris and Andy. What do you
That's
guys think?
tough because it sounds ridiculous, but I don't think it's a game.
If it was made in the early 90s, maybe, but nah, I say no.
Chase, what do you think?
I'm gonna be like Chris and be a wild one, and I'm gonna go with it's a game.
Okay. What about you, Murph? What
It
do you
sounds
think?
a lot like Lisa, but I don't think it's quite that. It also sounds a little bit like Biker Mice from Mars. But
Wow, that's a
Wow.
bad.
I don't
Wow,
know.
that reference.
Immediately, what I was thinking
Me too,
originally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, as soon as you said biker games, like biker mice from Mars.
What do you think, Murph? Yes
Say
or no?
I say no game.
It is not a game. I made that
Poopy.
one up. All right, and the last one. A man is turned into a cockroach by a magical amulet and explores his apartment.
That's got to be a game.
Yeah, so it's a game.
What do you think, Chase?
No, I think you're confusing with Mr. Mosquito.
That game is Bad Mojo.
That is Bad Mojo. It
Jeez.
came off of the PC in
Here's the
1990.
secret: he alternated each one.
Yeah. Curse you.
Way to play the game on the game. Yeah.
I'm not perfect. What can I say?
All right. Thank
That's not
you
even.
very
what
much,
about-
Curtis, for that game.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with LSD game, but I didn't know how to describe it. So there's literally a game where it's like an LSD trip.
All right.
Well, what is it? Mountain, where it's a mountain on your iPad, and there's really no controls. You can just look at the mountain.
That's a game.
That's
Sounds
a game.
Like a screensaver.
Yeah.
Guys,
no, it's a
why
game,
have we
because-
not?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Why have we not done that yet? Like, why have we not made these games? So stupid and simple. All right.
Because we don't know
Um.
how to make video games.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've made a couple. And speaking of which, the Global Game Jam was this weekend,
Okay.
and it was I had a couple friends. I unfortunately I was at PAX South playing all the games.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately.
A couple of my friends made games this weekend, and so you check them out, or just check out your local community Global Game Jam and see what people in. It's not as hard as you think to make a game. I've gone to a few game jams, and they're always a lot of fun, and you don't have to be a software guy.
I've made 3 games, and I probably will never make another one.
There you go. See,
So-
I have made 0 games. That's also because I'm an idiot.
now, if you're an
It's
artist, if you
Nope.
anything at all,
Nope.
that hard.
You can try to be as positive as you want. Nope. Not gonna do it.
You a voice actor?
I can be a voice actor. Murph, you brought up
Hey.
PAX South. How was it? I know you gotta love these plugs.
yeah, great.
I mean, not these
PAX
plugs,
South
but
was
these
really
little
great.
like segues.
PAX South was great. I've been to PAX East and PAX South. PAX South, it was its first year. It was a little smaller. I'm not going to go into every game I played because I played like just a ton of games over the weekend. But a couple of the stands out was I think it's if I got the card here. Oh, and it's backwards.
Super.
So that's
Super Slam
useless.
Dunk
No, that's right.
Touchdown. Okay.
Okay,
That's
it is.
great.
All right.
Yeah.
So Super Slam Dunk Touchdown was a mashup of all the sports: football, basketball, soccer, hockey, roller derby, all played at once. Definitely check them out. It's kind of defying description.
How does one play that game?
Well, there's all of the goals for that game are on the field at once, so you can score in pretty much any way possible.
My mind.
Yeah, in a more mainstream kind of thing, I played something called Armada, where you play as these giant capital ships in sort of a Call of Duty style deathmatch, and just lots of like giant ships blowing things up with missiles and just a lot of explosions.
That's a
and
lot of explosions.
lots. Yeah, it was pretty neat. I didn't quite do too well because I am not a like first person shooter kind of guy. I'm more of a retro guy like you, Chris and Andy here. So I can't quite think in the 3D space, and I don't know the Call of Duty memes or whatever, but jump on the box and shoot.
360 no scope.
Yeah, I can't.
360 no scope.
You can't do the 360 no scope.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't want to. I guess Guild of Dungeoneering was probably my, if I had to pick three, was in my top three. It's sort of your. It's interesting in that it's a kind of a procedural roguelike, except you are building the dungeon for the dungeoneer, and you're filling it with monsters and treasure, and you don't control the dungeoneer.
It's the kitty. It's so adorable.
He kind of picks his way through your dungeon, and you kind of try and make it so it's hard that he gains experience, but not too hard that he dies.
All right.
Really quickly, this might be just worth bringing up. Chris and Andy, how do you guys feel about the kind of the retro comeback?
How do we feel about
do you
the
think
retro?
it's like? Well, I mean, do you think it's good, or is it kind of like or?
I don't know that. When it comes to like newer retro games, like the retro style things, I think it's really important that like we're not like vectoring things and like things are on pixel basis. Like we're still registering like the retro feel of things, because I've seen some like, and it kind of starts with like a little while ago with like flash games where people were like taking like existing pixel art and moving it over, and it doesn't have the feel, and they feel clunky, and a lot of the really good 2D platformers just don't translate to a 3D environment. So when you take out like that sort of preciseness of a pixel by pixel like jump, things get like wonky, and they don't like, they're floaty, they're not fun. So I think if you keep in that kind of aspect, then it's good. But like we're also seeing a lot of things that are kind of neat, like Minecraft and Delver, which have that kind of feel to them, even though they're completely different. And then you get into some other things like Shovel Knight, where it's like it's a true retro, I don't know, feeling to it, and that's pretty cool. So I'd like to see more of that, and I love all the roguelikes that have just sort of showed up, because for years there was like none.
Yeah,
It's true.
We're kind of in the middle of a roguelike kind of revolution or rebirth, renaissance, all those R words.
Yeah. Especially with Binding of Isaac, Rogue Legacy, which is amazing. Let's actually talk about the channel real quick. You guys have been on the channel for 6 months, by the way, youtube.com/ChrisandAndyPlay. First off, how did you guys come up with the idea, really, behind it?
Well, like, do you want to say anything? Like, okay.
All right.
All right. Welcome to the usual style. Normally I do while I'm talking. So we talk about games like constantly. That's like what we do. So it's just got to the point where it was like, all right, stop talking and start doing. So we'd spoken to each other about like doing like a channel for a long time. So we just sat down and started doing it, and that was pretty important. I think just getting out there and starting to do is like that step that most people never get to.
Yeah.
So for us, it was just like, we're doing this already, and we're already playing couch co-op all the time. So we went out of the way to just sort of do what we love doing best and keep talking while doing it.
Yeah.
Being jokers and odd things and have cats with us because the internet loves cats. So
Internet does love cats.
Exactly. This is very true.
So
One episode Murph,
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
What do you look for in a couch co-op game? Because I have I'm currently my go-to is I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, okay, what do you go to for a couch co-op game?
go ahead. I love putting Andy on the spot because he never knows what to say.
Yeah.
We are making you talk, Andy.
What do I look for in couch co-op?
Sports Friends, that's what it is. Sorry.
I don't know. I love Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, Champions in Wrath.
Oh,
Those
my
style
gosh.
games.
Yes.
Oh,
The
It's
world
something-
needs more of those.
It's something we haven't done a lot of. Like we have plans for on the channel, but we just haven't gotten around to. Like there's X-Men Legends that we love.
Any kind of like co-op RPG style games.
all the way,
It's great.
all in there because it's the fun together, but like the progression of the game, and I think that that's the best.
yeah.
Like even like Castle Crashers has like a good RPG
Yeah.
beat 'em up kind of thing going on for it. Scott Pilgrim is pretty good for that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's important to have like character progression and reward, and being able to play with a friend is always better.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about the channel is that like you help bring out the feel of the couch co-op. Whether it's like it helps me reminisce, like, oh hey, when Curtis and I used to play NFL Blitz or Gauntlet,
my
Dark
God,
Legacy. I know
that
I'm
was-
gonna go dated on these,
Yeah.
but it's just like
Dark
it's.
Legacy is great.
Oh, I love Dark Legacy.
Blitz was just one of those games that you can just play forever, and it was so dumb.
It was so dumb, but it was so awesome at the same time. But not only is like you guys capture that, but I just love the conversations you have that they're just so random. Like the one that caught me, and I mentioned up in pre-production, the foot odor and dental hygiene. It's like I gotta get these guys on now. It's brilliant. Make sure you check out the G.I. Joe and the X-Men series because those are both hysterical. I loved both of them. That's what got me onto it as well.
What do you think is your best episode? What was your favorite
Yeah.
to do? Let me put it that way instead of.
I think like we're having a lot of fun with our arcade games. Like they're I wouldn't say easy to do. Like it's amazing how taxing like sitting down and doing this kind of stuff is. But those are a lot of fun, and like the episodes that we really like Dungeons and Dragons, Shadow over Mystara, like it's an awesome series. I really appreciate it. But we get like a lot more views on things like Mario. But we're having so much fun.
You can swear. Don't worry.
No, it's all right. We're having okay, fine. We're having a shit ton of fun. When we're playing Final Fantasy IX right now. We actually just finished recording a little bit earlier today, and we're just goofing around, and we get to do the funny voices and that kind of stuff. You take your favorite character, and like everybody loves Vivi, and you give him Toad's voice, and he's I can't believe everything's all shitty.
What's the best Final Fantasy? Hard opinions.
Ooh, Murph with the
Well,
tough
okay,
questions.
We'll stick with what we said on the channel, and so far it's 9. So
What? Hey, well, okay.
all right, fine. No, what we said was 9 is better than 7. So
Ooh.
I agree.
I can feel the
Yeah.
flame war starting right now.
go for it. Like
Yeah.
let
I'm a 6-man myself, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Yeah, all
Top-
right, okay.
I
There
kinda
we
My
go.
like-
top 3 numbered series: 6, 9, and 12. And if we're going, I don't know, not main series, probably Tactics.
all right. I'm gonna go.
Oh, Tactics is a really good one too.
We need to start the flame war. All right, 13, the first one. 13.
I'm
was
going
great.
to
That's,
punch you.
that's absolutely the
I
best.
will-
There's no better Final Fantasy.
13
than
isn't
Final
even the
Fantasy
best 13.
13 is just awful.
Oh, it's the best.
13 is 20 hours. Oh, you're done with the tutorial.
What, you didn't like it?
I hated it. And that was like,
Snow?
I can just feel the
Cool.
anger of the
Snow's
internet
best.
right now. Just like
let me tell you a story about Snow. I put all my best stuff on Snow, not realizing he disappears. Spoiler alert.
oh my god.
And so he had all my best stuff, and he was gone.
I still
And,
love Final Fantasy X. I think it was because that was actually the first Final Fantasy that I played, and I loved the whole the gem system. I don't know why, just like I like that, even though the whole like stupid laughter scene where he's just standing there like going, ha 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 ha. It's like, what are you doing, Titus? I don't care. I say Titus. It's like,
Titus.
what are you doing? Come on now. And then you ruin it with 10-2. It's like, you're the Spider-Man 3 of Final Fantasy X.
Oh. Wow.
Oh man,
What, too soon?
Spider-Man 3 was good. And hey,
Spider-Man 3 is the
10-2.
best of the Spider-Mans.
Final Fantasy X-2 may have like the shittiest characters and the shittiest story, but the combat system and the dress spheres, that was awesome. Like, it's worth playing just for the battle system alone.
When it got
I'm
revamped,
sure
I'm like,
it's
can I just...
still better than 13.
That is...
Yeah.
It's like when they reboot 10 and 10-2 for the PlayStation 3, it's like, oh, $40 for Final Fantasy X. Because I'm not going to play 10-2.
Oh,
That's my new coaster.
Come on. It's fine.
No, it's not. It is...
It's fine.
My wife plays it. She enjoys it. It's funny to watch the dress thing. I mean, you know.
I actually got the impulse to break out the PS2 and drop in Final Fantasy X to just the other day, and unfortunately I got distracted. But oh man,
if I wanted to watch characters get dressed up, I would have played Barbie's Dream Horse Adventure.
oh, whatever.
But you did
Also
play
the best Final Fantasy.
That is also,
Barbie's
yeah.
Dream Horse Adventure is the best Final Fantasy.
Is the best Final Fantasy. Best horse graphics.
Oh my gosh, the horses look so real. Oh, wow.
Man.
Well, that was a very interesting topic. Final topic. We could talk about one of two things, and I'll leave it to you guys. We could talk about what Borderlands 3 should be about, since Randy Pitchford pretty much said, hey, we're looking for new people. Or Robert Morris bringing out a gaming scholarship. Decide.
Who? What? Huh?
Borderlands 3 or a gaming scholarship. All right, let's do both. All right, Borderlands 3, awesome. We need to see it. More open world. Gaming scholarships, yes. Train more people to make Borderlands 3.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah.
Done.
So as part of your internship, you have to work on Borderlands 3.
Yeah, well, that's
we should
mandatory.
preface
They're gonna be
this.
working
I said let's make up a
Hold on.
plot
It's
for
gonna be a
this.
masterpiece.
Let's just point something out really quick. We're talking about gaming scholarship. We're talking about professional
Gaming scholarship
Oh, yeah,
for
no,
League of
it's-
Legends and
it's-
stuff.
It's well, I think it's just as important as somebody who has a college football scholarship. I mean, there's a different training involved, like, but the end all is that somebody's playing a game,
Mhm.
like whether or not you're ice skating or you're playing football or you're playing CS:GO. They're all games, and they all have like high level play and mastery and take years to do. And if we are segregating which games are allowed and which aren't for like educational reasons, I
Yeah.
don't necessarily agree with any game-based scholarships. Like, I think, when it comes to like skills and whatnot, like people should be like the schools should be trying to get people that are the best for what they're doing, and that's important. And the way that they kind of like cherry pick for game players, and because it's kind of like this huge national giant massive thing. But I understand it. Like, it makes sense. Like, at the moment, one of the largest industries in the world is video games. It's larger than the movies industry. It's larger than the music industry. We're talking about like a massive industry, and everybody at this point like plays a game, whether it's on their phone or it's on their console and their PC, wherever it is. So I can completely understand it.
And as when I was at PAX South this weekend, the big celebrities were the YouTubers and the Let's Players and the professional sporting guys. They had I guess they just had their own autograph signings were for professional esports guys. Like those were, and I was, you stand in a lot of lines, and there were kids there who, God, I feel old, who were like, "Mommy, I want to see," and then they named some YouTuber, and I'm like, I don't know who you young whippersnappers are liking these days with your Minecrafts and your, but I mean that's who they were there to see. They weren't there to see, I don't like some celebrity like John Travolta or the Tom Hanks, but like if PewDiePie was there, he would have gotten mobbed, or just any of the professional League of Legends guys. They would have been just swarmed from all sides, and I think it's just a sign of the times. Like do football players get mobbed?
Yeah.
I mean,
they
okay,
do.
okay, fine. That's as much as I know
Or
about sports ball.
Professional sports people in general just get.
But I
mobbed.
mean, college guys can still go out in public, right? That's a
No.
That's a
It
thing.
depends on
Really?
it depends
Okay.
on the guy.
It depends on how popular they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
like,
Like if you win like the Heisman, which is the highest rank a player could win,
Or
then
you just-
you're gonna get You're gonna get noted.
Okay.
or
well,
you're just somebody who who plays really well and makes big plays, and you
Yeah.
probably will get mobbed when you go out in public.
Well, look, if you can wreck in the jungle, you're going to get mobbed at PAX South. That's some League of Legends.
I'm really surprised because you hate. Well, no, you don't. You don't hate.
I
but you
thought
never
you
play.
dislike League of Legends.
I dislike it. I still, I know about it. It's part of the culture.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
All right. So that was interesting. We combined both topics. Borderlands 3, we won it. By the way, gaming scholarship. It's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I
You're
think it's a
welcome.
good idea too.
For more philosophical
it's-
discussions, go to Chris and Andy.
Oh yeah, you'll get all kinds of interesting conversations from us.
Yes. All right, Curtis. I'm sorry, I completely interrupted you.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I talk a lot, anyways. I don't know. Gaming scholarships, I think, is a good thing. How long it's going to last?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I mean, I think the big issue is with gaming, at least, is that the popular games change pretty quickly. What's being played professionally from year to year. I mean, when I was thinking about doing professional gaming, it was Unreal Tournament 2004. That kind of dates me, but
Yeah.
Well, would you rather spend $1 million or a couple $1 million on a stadium, or $1,000 on a gaming rig
But I mean, you have to think of it also like
as a college?
they fill up stadiums for that kind of stuff
Yeah.
too. I mean, like look at the League of Legends finals. They had 1 million. What was that? How many people did they have?
They had a
there?
good amount of people. I don't know the exact number, but they filled up a soccer stadium.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for Dota 2. I don't know if Call of Duty finals gets the same kind of pull or anything like that, but a lot of these kind of MOBAs and stuff like that, they're pulling lots and lots of people. So
you
it's
sound like
just a
you-
matter of
Yeah.
how long.
Chris and Andy, you look
Last.
like you're about to say something.
What? Oh no, I was just in shock at the number of people who would attend.
Oh, okay.
Live
Yeah.
League of Legends tournament.
Yeah, well, it was weird. Like I watched it, and it was like they filled up the stadium, and then they had like a bunch of lawn chairs out there. It's like, man, like Palm Coastal must have had like a heck of a sale or something going on right now with all these plastic chairs everywhere. For those of you who don't know, Palm Coastal is a patio furniture place.
Yeah, no.
I-
All right.
I had no idea that was a patio furniture.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for going along with the joke, though, Curtis. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh, Palm Coast. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's your name. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right.
Jesus.
All right. That is
I know
it.
it makes. All right. Go ahead.
Did you have something you wanted to
No, I
add?
was gonna
This
say,
this
it
clearly
makes it
professional
fun to
episode
go on.
of That Game Show. All right. That is it for today's show. I'd like to thank our special guests, Chris and Andy from Chris and Andy Play. Check them out. Again, youtube.com/Chris and Andy Play. And also follow them on Twitter at Chris Andy Play. Guys, thank you very much for being a part of this. And thank you all very much for watching, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us via podcast. Thank you very much for making us a part of your day. You can follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker, or you can follow the show on Twitter at _game_show. Name's still taken, and I'm still bitter. You can also like our Facebook channel, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. Other than that, for Curtis Coe, Murphy, and Chris and Andy, I am Chase Bunker saying good night, and we will see you guys next week. And I hope you're listening at nighttime, and this outro will make a lot more
Bye.
sense.